Good morning. Let's get ready. All right, eyebrows. They're just wild, you guys. I just put some lotion, some Nivea on my face. These eyebrows are stressing me out. So let's go in with our L'Oreal Lock-It. I'm probably just gonna be using this for a while until they grow because they're stressful. They're just, and I'm afraid to take wax to it because I've already waxed them unevenly. So I kind of feel like I have to let them get a little bushy before I can even do anything with them. And just brush it up. Okay. LA Girl Brow Pomade update. I still have a lot. Nice. Nice. You can see the fronts are kind of like whatever, but I don't want to make them too blocky. So we're going to leave them alone for now because I can clean them up later. I think I am going to do just an eyeshadow, just a very neutral brown type of eyeshadow, nothing crazy. So I am going to use my e.l.f. Lock It In eyeshadow primer. Spread it out with my finger. And then while that's kind of drying down, let's put some putty primer on my face as well. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. putty primer. Just a little small layer on your cheeks or pore areas, which is also right here, kind of on the nose, right here. Okay. Other side. And forehead. You notice I didn't put it around my mouth. Again, a lot of creasing happens because like we're talking. So now that we got that going, I'm gonna do a base for my eyeshadow. And what I can do is I'm just gonna use this NYX Pro Stick. This is in color Classic Tan. To actually use it to line up my brow. I do use a lot, if you guys have noticed, I use a lot of LA Girl, I use a lot of NYX Cosmetics. They just have good products, you know. Sometimes even if the product is cheap, like they've been around for a while and they come up with really good products. So never sleep on just because it's a drugstore brand or oh this and that. No, okay, they make millions, probably a billion, probably billions. But point is that just because that like it's not a $30-$40 product doesn't mean that it's not as good. And just because it's a 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 product doesn't mean it's good either. So just be aware. I use a lot of different things, so you know, I kind of know what I like, what I don't like. You know, you just have your trusted brands, and I think NYX like is definitely trusted. I love Maybelline, I love L'Oreal, you know, but then there's also other higher end brands that I like, so just putting that out there. All right, I'm gonna take my concealer brush and just kind of, guys, I think I need to get more eyeshadow palettes, but it's like they go to waste. Like realistically, like how can you use so many eyeshadow palettes? So do I need it? No. I've been using Tartelette a lot. My sister-in-law got me this palette and I don't think I'll ever throw it away, which is also another dilemma I have with eyeshadow palettes because I just don't want to throw them away. Okay, so let's go in. I'm already kind of creasing. Actually, let me just do a light set with some powder just to make sure I have less creasing going on. I hate when an eyeshadow, before I even get to it, starts creasing. It drives me crazy. There we go. Smooth canvas, smooth canvas. Kind of go in with the cozy color all over the lid. So we're gonna start with the lightest shade that I wanna use. And it's the perfect background for neutral brown shades that I wanna go for. This is an e.l.f. old brush that I just love, and I have to get new ones, but it's like, it's still going. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I love that. But yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but it works great. All right, one side done. You see that? About 3 layers of cozy. Same on the other side, just really all in this area. And one more layer. That's actually the easiest layer. That background layer is the easiest layer. Now I'm gonna get, this is my new brush, and it's a very, very targeted brush. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the cashmere color, and I'm gonna place it just right along the lid here and into the crease. So you can see it's darker than that cozy color. So we're gonna start working up the color. And I'm just going to, and it was only one dip so far, but you can see it's very pigmented, and I'm just spreading it out. Beautiful. I'm gonna go in with another stroke. You see that? Okay. I'm building just the inside. Okay, other side. Okay, I feel like that side has a little bit more. So there you go. Okay. All right, we've worked in that color. Now I'm gonna go in with a darker color. I'm gonna take another brush, again, a targeted brush, and I'm gonna go in with the flame color, which is a really dark brown. And all I wanna do with this is kind of just play slightly right here and go in a little bit in the crease. We're gonna smoke it out. You can see how it's getting smoky. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Make sure I get it on the lid first and then kind of blend it into this crease, but not too much. One more layer here. Okay, we've got our smokiness going on. So now we can kind of back off the darker colors and go in with a lighter color. So I'm going to use the Fireside color, and I'm going to use that more as this area right here to lighten it up. So, and help blend like these layers right here. You can see, you see how it just kind of blends that all, makes it look very seamless. There's no, you can't see a separation of layers, but you can see all the colors. That's what you want. Same thing on the other side. About 2 of those. Same thing. You can see the colors, and then I can always go in with my darker one if you feel like it's not completely blended, and really get in there and blend that top area. See that? Blend, blend. Okay, so now that we've kind of got the outer portion, I want to go into this inside here and figure out what I want to do. And I think I'm going to use the color Warmth to go in. It's a little bit of a shimmer, and I think that's okay. And just go right into that Warmth color, and there it is. And I'm really just kind of putting it in the center there. Nothing crazy. Maybe I'll use a little bit of the Fireside and kind of mix it and just pack it right here. Okay. Like I really just want to pack it in the areas that didn't have color. I don't really want to blend it out too much with the smokiness, which I already have to kind of correct now because I went in too much. Okay, not the best color I could have ever chosen, but it's okay. No worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with this brush. I didn't put any new product, but I am going to just kind of try to blend all this out and make it all kind of go together instead of, because I don't want to lose my smokiness. All right. And I kind of do have hooded lids, as you can see here when I close. Well, I did wake up, so like my eyes are a little bit swollen, but you see this hood right here? You see this? You see this? Yeah, and you see how you can like barely see this shadow out here. So what I want to do is go back in and do a little bit more of my cashmere, and I want to just make sure I smoke it out again. So I'm going right into just that hood layer right there with the cashmere. Give it about 2. Okay, sometimes we lose that definition. Okay, got 2 there. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And again, I'm looking straight ahead and I'm putting it directly just on that hooded area. And you can smoke it out on the ends. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of that dark color because we lost it. So again, just in the lid area, so that you can see the smokiness. And you can just buff it out, make sure you can see all that color. And I'm going in right in the crease. Okay, same thing on the other side. So right here. All right, so now we have some of that hooded action back. There you go. Now my eyeshadow is like, you could see it. Very good. Last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with that Fireside color and just make sure it's still smooth and you can see it. Perfect. All right, I'm done with the eyeballs for now. We can do this. I'll do my House Labs foundation. This is the Triclone Skin Foundation in 270 Light Medium Neutral. So you have to shake it, shake it, shake it. Now I'm not gonna be out too long so I can put it on, but like it's more water-based and I'm not a big water-based person. It's great coverage and stuff, but I feel like it doesn't give me that full coverage I want. And so I only wear it when I when I don't have to wear makeup for too long, honestly. Great product, but I just personally, I want that like all day coverage, and I just don't feel like it gives it to me. As you can see, it is a little bit lighter than I actually am, which is fine because I can build up my color. I can pretty much build my color back up with any shade because I don't go into the store too much. I always buy online. Sometimes I do buy the wrong color, and I'll just like make it work, honestly. Good time to carve out the eyebrows. And like I'm impatient to return it because I want to use it, so I just use it, and then I just fix the color out as I go. So you'll see. And then once you use enough product, you get used to it and you're just like, I can fix this. Then you do. Very well like blended, so I'm going to use a sponge and flatten it out. I would say this foundation is a light to medium coverage. I'm excited. I'm going to use the Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, which is in medium, and I'm going to use it as a contour. So this is it right here. All right, so I'm going to just go in with my regular contour brush that I use, kind of dip it and start sculpting. It's a pretty brown color. It's a nice color, actually. It's blends well. Okay, it's not too dark. Okay. Well, Makeup by Mario, you already know. He has great products. It's never a, he has great products. I'm gonna do the Coral Crush by e.l.f. right above the contour. And just blend in above the contour. This concealer, I'm going to use the counterpart, the Haus Labs concealer. This one is in 24 light medium neutral. Okay, I'm going to use it here, and then I'm going to give this a lift and clean. It's becoming more and more apparent that I've used the wrong foundation color, but that's fine because this thing is like almost done. So I know what color not to get next time. Okay, and let's blend out the nose. Okay, I know I'm asking you guys to do a lot, but you gotta trust the process. Okay, I know I look not the right color and all of that, but we're gonna fix it. So let's go in with the concealer brush and blend. And I love the way it blends into the blush. Beautiful. I will say that the House Labs gives you a more skin-like finish. That's why it's like light to medium coverage, but like it gives you skin. Like when you're applying the product, like I cannot help but think like it's very skin-like. It's not too much, it's very light. So if that's your kind of gig, then give House Labs a try. But it's a very light product, definitely light product. All right. Okay. Creams. We're at the cream stage. Creams are all done. I'm gonna dry her off down just a tad. All right. At this stage, we come into the powders. The powders. So I'm gonna be using the one size powders. One's in medium, one's in light. The medium is gonna go out this outer parts of my face. Fluffy brush. And then I'm just gonna pat. That brown was so damn light for by Mario. That medium was like not medium. It was really like a light medium. Like I can't even see it anymore. Let me see if I have some on my brush left that I can kind of bring back out. Okay, well, let's use our Charlotte Tilbury. This is in deep fonts. Now this one is really dark. So for me, it's a darker color shade for me. So I'm only gonna need like one layer. So I'm just gonna go in right there and darken that area up. Really blend it. All right, and we gotta go in under eye. So the first thing before I even go into the under eyes, I'm gonna make sure I reblend anything that's already kind of creasing. Okay. Fluffy brush, light one size. All right, you see how we're kind of preset, which is nice. Everything is like really preset before I go in with my Laura Mercier powder. So let's go ahead and do that. I go in direct from this to face because I want all the coverage. But you definitely can take the excess off and do that whole gig. It's just up to what you want to do. Of course, the more natural you want it, you want to get it on your skin, not direct from here to your face. But as you can see, I want it direct to face. All right, your girl is set. Now we're gonna go in and bring some of that color back. I'm gonna use my Fenty in Island Ting, and we're gonna just go right in where the contour area was. Okay. That looks good. Now I'm gonna use a blush. Hecky Beauty until it's gone. I like the colors, honestly. Okay. Just blend that. Probably 2 layers. Okay. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my MAC in NC42 every time I say that, because it's such a stereotype. It's terrible, but it's working for me right now. Fluffy brush. Kind of helps blend things together. MAC always knows what they're doing. All right, let's do some glitter highlight. Go in with the cashmere and just outline out, just kind of blend all those out. Okay, let's give her a spray. All right, Charlotte Tilbury. Love it, but it mattifies a lot. Like, I almost don't like how mattified I get. But we're gonna go with it. Whew. Okay, we literally do not have time for an eyeliner, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara. Elf mascara. Probably gonna wear sunglasses anyway, so. Don't need a lot of eye work. Take it into my eyebrow here. God, I lost some of my shape there. Oh, why? Okay, if you lose some of your shape in your eyebrows, this is a good time to do it. Let's do a lippy. So I'm gonna use, I got my new MAC, this is in Cork. My MAC lip liner was on sale like 30% off or 40% off. I was like, I don't know, but I'm getting it. Cork is a very trusted color for brown and black people, okay? It's very beautiful around. Beautiful. Okay, another thing I got from there was a MAC lipstick. This is in Angel 302. Use it. Beautiful color. It's like a very natural skin color tone. Like I like it. They were out of the JT pack. So I was like, I'm gonna create my own. So I also bought the lip gloss, the MAC lip gloss. Okay, because I can make, just use some of this. Pretty. So let's do another thing of mascara. I'm gonna use my Hella Thick. And that's it. Hope you love. Bye.